moving large objects. Yes.
Yes, I consult on projects similar. I mean, I guess on Discovery Channel and such, people see mega movers where people go out to move floating drilling rigs and things of that nature. And as I got looking at it, I had never seen anyone who actually moved things for a living go to the pyramids and say, how did they move these things?
That is the biggest question, isn't it? I mean, we've had so many different theories with ideas of building big mud ramps or, just how these stones got there. Now, are these stones, I mean, they seem to be so large according to most people that have discussed the pyramid. Is this really the case that they're just so...
There are some big ones, but there are a few. And the Great Pyramid is a documented 481 feet tall. We've known that since the 1800s. We've also known since the 1850s, it was well documented that there's 201 layers of rock that make up the 481 feet. A simple math process, 481 divided by 201, the average stone layer is only 2.4 feet. They may not be that big at all.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that big.
Well, they're not. Both the 481-foot height and the 201 tiers of rock are very well documented and can be tested by anyone. We just don't look for the simple. We often look for the complicated. The bottom two tiers of the Great Pyramid, the bottom tier appears to be about 5 feet tall, and it varies depending on where you're standing around the structure. This second layer is almost as thick. The problem is when you stack two 5-foot layers of rock, when you and I stand before it, it's 10 feet tall. The balance of the tiers cascade off apparently to the moon, and the illusion we have is that they're all as big as the one we're standing next to. When you do the math, you realize that they can't be. None of them are.
Huh. Well, so what are your thoughts on how they move these stones?
Well, the thing that I focused on is if the average stone is less than 2.4 feet, we probably need to focus on moving a 2-foot stone rather than the 60-ton stones. And so I said, well, I mean, let's go ahead and focus on the mass and figure out how that's done. The interesting thing is most people start with the big stone, and if you've never moved anything, I could tell you any kind of roller, sled, ramp theory, and you would be amazed because you've never moved anything larger than a coffee table.
This is true.
The funny thing is, what amazed me when I went and looked at this structure, and this may be the first national or international televised where it's been demonstrated, and it will be, the northeast corner of the Great Pyramid is a naturally existing corner.
Now, do we have a shot of that we can...
I'm not sure if we have the natural corner. I've got it on my website. I don't think we have the natural corner. We probably could look at the aerial. And that might help us a bit. And the northeast corner, we've got the east side, but we don't have the northeast on this one.
Okay, yeah.
But what I mean by a natural corner, because this astounds me because it's so simple and no one's ever said it out loud. The northeast corner is actually steps cut out of a hill that was already on the plateau rather than rocks piled up.
Curious, yeah, I did not know that.
And I open with that because once we demonstrate there's one hill We then also find another hill just off from the southwest corner. Demonstrating there were hills under the plateau. I mean, on the plateau. Here's the funny thing. If you and I were to pile up rocks seemingly to the moon or for whatever purpose, we would probably have enough common sense to start where there was already a pile of rocks.
Yeah, I would think so.
But we don't give these ancients that much credit. We give them credit for being just ingenious, but we don't give them credit for having common sense.
Right.
So what they did is just like you and I would do, was actually go to where there was already a pile of rocks and started where they already had a base study. On our website and through some of our other systems, we actually take people through what we call dig profiles, which are very common to oil and gas people, to demonstrate that there are 50-foot tall hills underneath the structure.